Okay. I don't know. I'm running out of songs to sing at the beginning while we wait for this delay to come in. All right, so let's see if we get the screen and how long it takes if we beat our 40-second record. We're at 20 seconds. There's 30 seconds, and we're still waiting. 35. Oh, we might break the record. There's 40. Yep, this is going to be a new record for being late. Come on, YouTube, that's 47, 48. Now, some of you are seeing 5x5 already, which is good because I can't see me. I still see waiting for me on the screen. Let's see if I refresh it. Interesting. Page unresponsive. Okay, let's try this again. Here we go. Okay, now I'm there. Hey, what do you know? I can see me. Okay, and we got a whole boatload of 5x5, so good. The rest of you could see me. The only one that couldn't see me was me. Go figure. All right, so at least we're all here, you know, beat out the algorithms. So to start out with a couple of interesting stories, if you guys have caught these, okay? It was funny. I think it was Janet who said that she's got to leave Illinois. Yeah, if you live in California, if you live in Minnesota, you're going to love these stories. So we'll start with the California one because this is the not as insane one, believe it or not. Okay. There's a bill up in the California legislature right now that is requiring the state to hire illegals into government jobs over American citizens. Not make them eligible, requiring that they hire illegals. How about that? Okay. So one of the highest taxing states in the country wants to give jobs to people that don't pay taxes, right? Because all that money they make gets sent back to Mexico. But if we want to talk about money being sent back, Minnesota has pulled off the insane. Now remember this, under Obama, he resettled tens, if not hundreds of thousands of Somalis to Minneapolis. Lucky us, that gave us Ilhan Omar, and we'll never get rid of that piece of trash. Well, if you caught this story, there was a group of Somalis during COVID, and if you remember how the government was paying cities to help feed people during COVID, remember all the food lines, like you had them in New York and stuff like that, people could go get food because, hey, you know, you weren't going to work, you didn't have any income. So you had a group of Somalis in Minneapolis who came up with these crazy numbers about the amount of meals that they were providing, to the tune that they milked the federal government, or in other words, the taxpayers, for $250 million. 80% of that was shipped back to Somalia. Okay? Got to give them the money, you know, right? Hey, let's steal from the United States. Let's move to the United States, steal from the U.S., and send it back to the country we were trying to get out of. Okay. The logic. Well, they caught the people that were doing this. 80% of the money was never recovered. Okay, do the math. That's $200 million-ish that we sent to Somalia because our government is too incompetent to track how money is being spent. But hey, you know, California wants to hire a bunch of illegals because they're going to do a better job. So these guys are now in court. The court hearing started. And because they respect the laws of the United States so much, one of the jurors wasn't home, but her father was. And a guy came up to the door with a bag with $120,000 in cash and said, "Here, give this to juror 52. This is for her acquittal vote." Of course, she called the cops. She was removed from the jury. She wasn't charged. She got done. This is the quality of people that we're letting in the country. Let's come into the United States, steal from the people, take the jobs away from the people, and send all the money back to the shithole country that you wanted to leave in the first place. I got a better idea. Put those people in a suitcase and send them back. And I don't know, the way I prefer it is one suitcase can have an arm, one suitcase can have a leg. That would work fine for me. So, yeah. There are your two great stories in how effective the government is under Democrat rule. Gavin Newsom, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, enemies of the state. Just saying. All right, so on good news, I want to give you this one just because, again, a few of you were talking about diets and stuff like that in here. So yesterday, Mrs. P had her blood work done, okay? And this is a good thing. And I got to pull it up here so I can tell you actually what it was because I had it up and I lost it. There it is. Okay. So Mrs. P has now lost, I got to look at that. Hang on. She's lost a little bit more than I am. She's doing better than me. Let's see. Bear with me. There we go. She has lost 28 pounds so far. I'm at 25, 26. So she's slightly ahead of me. Percentage-wise, she's much better than I am. Mrs. P is doing ketovore, okay? So she'll eat her meats, but she'll also have a side of vegetables or whatever would be. So do that. Little more, I mean, I every once in a while have a little bit of kimchi or something like that we have, but I mean, she's eating vegetables as normal, just no processed foods, no carbs. Her blood test results, and for those of you women who are wondering how this will go, I want to give you this. The old figures are from a year ago, so these are 1 year figures. Okay. Her total cholesterol went from 220 to 184. Okay, so it got her back into the normal range. Good. This is the big one. Her triglycerides went from 145 last year to 65 this year. She dropped 80 points. Her HDL is up 20%, and her LDL dropped from 144 to 113. Her LDL is still high, but on carnivore, you are going to have a high LDL, but you're also going to have a high HDL. Her HDL being at 59, which is a good start because it was 50. But the triglycerides, the same with me, were holy crap, you know. And there you go. It's like heart attack, stroke. We're putting those ideas out of our mind. So for those of you guys who are trying it, Tony, Tony DG there, who said she's lost 90 pounds. Sweet, okay. Keep going, guys. This is working well, okay. Not as fast as I'd like. I got to lose 35 pounds by Labor Day if I want to meet my goal, right? So, yeah, I mean, I got not quite halfway there. Well, I got 3 months to do what I haven't done in 4. And it doesn't mean I'm quitting. Trust me, the goal is still to get to 250. All right, so that is the fun part of tonight. Let's get into some Q&A. Tristan, thank you for the super chat. Says, I'm doing carnivore with you. What do you do to curb your cravings? I feel like I'm freaking starving. I'm eating purely grass-fed beef and butter. And maybe that's the difference. Something that we have found really good, if you can find these, go for it. pork ribeyes. Okay, we've crazy. We're finding them here at the grocery outlet. You know, the inch thick cut ribeye, basically look like ribeye steaks, pork, and you know, so they're great pork chops. Throw them in the air fryer, eat them with some butter. It's funny because I can always tell the best 2 days because I weigh myself every morning. The days that I lose significantly from one day to the next, the most weight, are either when I eat chuck roast or I eat these pork ribeyes. That's it. If we have hamburger patties or chicken thighs, or on the rare occasion we can afford a steak, not as much, but the chuck roast or the pork chops are where I do the best. And yes, I'm practically eating a stick of butter a day. Hang on a second. Sorry. Convenient toilet paper here. Dollar store run today. $100, $94 actually, on paper towels and toilet paper. That was it. You know, it's like after 2 years, it's like, my stock is getting down. I need to go backfill it. So that was one of my chores that I did. A lot of stuff done around here today. But what do I do to curb my cravings? I don't have that many. I mean, if I want a snack, I'll grab some cheese or something like that. But I mean, other than that, I eat my meal to the point where I'm full, and then we're basically doing one meal a day. But yeah, I'm good. I mean, it's like maybe we'll have breakfast twice a week at this point, bacon and eggs. Sorry. I know you don't want to see me blow my nose, but it's a live stream and my nose is running. Okay, so let's get into Q&A. As per normal, guys, if we have questions, please put them in all caps. Just makes my life easier and makes the live stream go quicker because I can find your questions. And as per normal, the only rule around here is treat each other with respect. If you're going to be shitty, go somewhere else. I have no use for you in real life. I have no use for you here either. So if you want to be polite, you want to be part of the group, just treat each other the way you want to be treated yourself. If you want to be treated shitty, go to a DNC rally. You know, there'll be 6 other people there that you can be shitty to. All right, let's get up to the top here and see what's on y'all's mind. Okay. Master Blaster, anyone not willing to fight for their country does not deserve one. Will they even fight for their new one? Oh, 100% agree. And I'm not saying join the military or something like this, okay? That it takes a certain warped mind for all of us to do that, okay? Even more now than back then. But yeah, if you're just willing to let this country go to shit right now, you know, whatever Biden does, I don't care. Great. Okay. That's what happened in Nazi Germany. That's what happened in Lenin's Russia. It's what happened in China. I mean, you want a recent one? It's what happened in Iran. Okay. If you remember, if you go back to the 1970s, Iran was a good ally. The Shah of Iran was a good ally of the United States until the Islamic uprising and the Ayatollah Khomeini, and that was the end of it. And look how well that's worked out for the rest of the world. Okay. Yeah. If you don't want to fight for your country, you don't deserve it. Fort Defiance 0311. Largest nuke plant 50 miles west of me and 2 new TSMC microchip fabs being built 15 miles to my north. Boy, do I feel safe when the war starts. Yeah, dude, you're maybe not ground zero, but you're ground one. That's it, you know. Once the White House and Congress is taken out, you're pretty much the next target. Mikhail 539. Tips, tricks, advice for growing carrots in a paper egg carton. I planted mine this way today for the first time with my bush beans. Okay. I am the last person you want to ask on how to grow carrots. I mean, you guys know me. I mean, I've had the worst luck growing carrots. So, yeah, no, I'm not going to be the guy to ask about carrots. I can't get them to grow. I mean, I had carrots last year that were that long and maybe as, yeah, maybe as thick as my Joe Biden finger. Uh, yeah, no, don't, can't help you that one. I mean, let's see. Tony, you have lost 90 pounds, was on 37, wow, 37 different meds. Now I'm on 5. I've been doing this for 6 months. Now I'm stuck at 230 for the last month. I'm right there with you. It's stuck at a weight. I mean, you hit plateaus and you just got to kind of work your way through it. I mean, Mrs. P plateaued out there, and then all of a sudden she was plateaued for about 3 weeks or something like that. And then it was like, okay, there's another 8 pounds, and she's still going. I've been stuck at this mid 280s for 6 weeks now. It's driving me nuts. But congrats on getting off of so many meds. I mean, not only getting all those chemicals out of your body, but man, that's got to be saving you a lot of money. I mean, if you drop 32 different meds, let's say even if it was the $4 medicines, which I'm doubting they are, I mean, that's what, $128 a month? Okay, that's $1,500 a year. Take that, even if they were $4 prescriptions. Prep Rebel, I went to the grocery this morning. One small paper bag of groceries, $100. Like I said, I bought toilet paper and paper towels. I mean, there's 3 packs of toilet paper. I mean, big ones are 32 rolls in a pack, and 40 rolls of toilet, or 40 rolls of paper towels, $100. You know, I joked with the cashier, $94, and she says, $94. I said, yeah. I said, isn't this stupid? I said, I just spent $94 on stuff that I'm guaranteed I'm throwing away. I mean, that's how insane it is. North Alabama hiking. Pinball, I've been doing a keto-style diet. I occasionally use keto bread for a sandwich, but mainly stick to meat, cheese, and low-carb veggies. I've dropped 2 belt holes. I've dropped a belt hole, no problem there. I can feel, and this is one of the things my doctor told me. She goes, don't worry so much about the scale. She goes, that'll come. She goes, worry about how your clothes fit. And I can tell that, especially in my shorts or stuff like that. The stuff that used to be a little tight to get on, it's like, I need a belt, you know. So, you know, again, everybody thinks all their weight's in their belly. No, you got it here, and you got it here, and it's in your butt, and you know, you lose little bits and pieces everywhere. But yeah, I'm right there with you. But cool, congratulations on dropping a couple of belt sizes. Whoops, shot to the bottom. Let's see where we are. Okay. Von Mousetrap, Potato approved a $60 million military aid package to help Haiti quell the violent gangs. How are we affording this? And you're right. Why is it that it's our responsibility? I mean, and again, Joe's Joe's coming into your house and saying, hello, Mrs. Von Mousetrap. Please give me your checkbook. I need $10. Why? Well, I've got to send it to Haiti. I mean, this is it. He's taking the money from us. It's not the government spending money. It's the government taking yours that you're getting no benefit about. Do you give a crap what happens in Haiti? I don't. Okay. We already know, you know, all that earthquake aid or hurricane aid or whatever it was 15 years ago, you know, that everybody donated. Hillary stole it all. Okay. We know that. They want to be run by gang members, because I mean, I forget what this guy's name is, Barbecue or something like that. You know, they want to be run by gang members. Fine, it's your country. Do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. We ain't paying for it. And Joe's like, and you get a check, 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 until you have the kid who's hungry or the veteran who's homeless going, can I get some help? I got no money for you. You know. Oh, are you a U.S. citizen? Oh, no, got no money for you. Are you an illegal? Oh, and I got a car for you. Yeah. And if you caught Joe today, Joe was trying to, this, what I talked about at lunch, this whole sign this executive order. Joe and the Democrats are out saying, and Biden's done something about the illegal immigrant crisis that the Republicans caused. Is there anybody in this country dumb enough to believe that? Okay, anybody that's not a dyed-in-the-wool liberal. I mean, because we know they're dumb enough. Royal Lioness, bet Joe got 10% of the Somali money. Ain't that the truth? Zero sugar cherry 7-Up. There you go. I just lost train of thought. I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Talking about Joe getting his 10%. Anybody see the story today where Joe's like, I've heard from 7 leaders of state that I've got to do whatever it takes to not let Trump win. That they're terrified of Trump winning. I'm like, of course they are, because they can run roughshod over you. You know, you're going, want a check? Here you go. Oh, you want to go bomb a country? Go ahead. Trump's like, nah, you know what? You're cut off, and you're cut off. You can't do that. Of course they want Joe to win. You know, I mean, Putin's already said that he'd prefer if Joe won. Xi Jinping has already said if he preferred Joe to win. Why? Because Putin knows if Trump wins, the Ukraine war just took a real big change, okay? It's probably over, so all the kickbacks that are going on in Moscow, like they're going on here, those are coming to an end. And Xi Jinping's going, oh crap, there goes our trade, trade. We're going to start getting hit with tariffs and everything like that. Of course they don't want Trump to win. Trump would do America first. Biden's America last, okay? Biden's China first. Biden's everybody else first, except us. Leo, welcome to the ranks of the membership there. Appreciate that. Let's see, where else are we? Okay. Whoops. How did we wind up? Wow, okay. Completely changed how this works. Sears say, hey Pinball, sun is scalding my onions and new tomato pepper plants, low 80s. Do I use tap water for the garden? This year I haven't had to. It's rained enough here. I mean, I've literally watered my garden one time, and the only reason I did that is I wanted to get some urine on there, some nitrogen. Okay. Yeah, I use it straight out of my hose, but again, you've got to remember, my tap water is from a well. It's not city water. It's not municipal water. It doesn't have the chlorine and the fluoride and everything. It's straight out of the ground. Okay, so no chemicals in it. I get it that most people are going to have to water their garden out of the garden hose. It's just more convenient. It's not the best way to do it, but you do what you can. Mark K, what do I use to fertilize my fruit trees with? Job's fruit tree spikes. Put them out in spring, put them out in the fall, and you're golden. Okay. I mean, if you guys saw it today, I mean, I kid you not, when I was out, I don't know if you can hear it, the dehydrator's going in the background. I'll show you this. But I probably picked 200 of these little Chinese plums today. Okay, remember this was supposed to be an apricot tree. There's got to be on one tree at least 1,000 more. I mean, that tree is so loaded that the lower branches are almost touching the ground. And I told Mrs. P, I said, we're going to be picking these every day for the next at least a week while they are ripening. Sorry. I'm not letting it go to waste. If it's here, I'm going to eat it. Good plum. Hey, yeah, have you bought plums in the grocery store in the last, I don't know, decade or so? There's no flavor at all. That tasted like a plum. No chemicals, no artificial crap, plum. Let's see. And again, I apologize. Sorry. Pam Crabtree, are there any foods I miss eating? Oh, yeah. So, one thing I definitely miss right now is a bowl of chili. Beans aren't exactly real good on the trying to cut carbs. I would certainly love a plate of spaghetti or lasagna or something like that. I mean, Christ, I haven't had mashed potatoes in 4 months. So, yeah, there's things. I mean, I haven't had a bowl of ice cream in 4 months. I would love to have a bowl of ice cream, but yeah, there's definitely things I miss eating. But you figure out a little bit of ways around it. Okay, the zero sugar soda. Okay, there's no calories, no sugar, no carbs. I figure I can have one. Okay, so I'm all right with that. Mike Wagers, I purchased an EcoFlow Delta 2 today. Have you got any pointers that can help me? I have a 200 watt system now with 2000 watt inverter. Can I use the Delta with the same panels I have running the inverter? Okay. I will admit I am not familiar at all. I have never put together a DIY system. Okay. So I'm not going to be able to help you with how it works with the inverters or anything like that. But I'm assuming when you say you got a 200 watt system, I'm taking a guess what you're meaning is you've got 200 watts worth of solar panels. I just get more solar panels. I forget what the Delta 2 will take. I can't remember if it's 400 or 800 watts of input. I go out and get some more solar panels. I mean, 200 watts of input, it's going to take you forever to charge anything. Dawn Hill, did you see where the Michigan Cooperative was raided and had thousands of dollars of product seized? No. And Michigan Co-op when I think co-op here, I think like a farm store. Okay. So I'm not, if that's what it is up there too, not sure, but I mean, like, what can they possibly seize? I mean, seeds, plants. I mean, you have illegal shovels in there. I don't know anything about it without any sort of context. I don't know. Vicky Savage, when I worked at a garden center in the 1980s, a refugee from either Nam or near there was looking for Vietnamese peppers. The store did not have any, so I made a gift of my own starts. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You can, go in the grocery store and look at what your choice is in vegetables. And you see, this big, pretty layout of produce, right? And you have, maybe 2 or 3 kinds of lettuce, okay? 1, maybe 2 kinds of cucumbers, maybe 2 or 3 kinds of tomatoes. I mean, there are thousands of different kinds of tomatoes. You go to the grocery store, you can buy maybe 2 or 3. They got some cherry tomatoes, they got some red tomatoes. Maybe they got some beefsteaks and they got some slicers. That's it. And all the different flavors and everything that people miss out on by not growing their own and just going, I can go to the grocery store and buy tomatoes. Yeah, go to the grocery store and you buy a red ball that they claim is a tomato. I don't know what it tastes like, the paper bag you put it in. But yeah, exactly what you're saying. You want something different? Grow it yourself. I mean, all in all, it's not that difficult to do. It takes time, it takes effort, and some things are easier to grow than others, but anybody can do it. You want to grow Vietnamese peppers, or you want to grow some Russian tomatoes, or whatever it is. Try it. What are you out? $2 or $3 in a bag of seeds if it doesn't work? Okay. I mean, I can't go to the, I went to the store, what was it, a week ago, and they wanted $2 per beet. $2 for one beet. Really? Okay. You know, it was $6 for a bunch. There's 3 beets in a bunch. But $2 a beet. I'm like, it's not hard to do, And sure, and people go, but I live in an apartment or I've got a small, grow it in a bucket, okay? You want Vietnamese peppers? Put it in a 5-gallon bucket. You want Russian tomatoes? Put it in a 5-gallon bucket. I mean, there's not much you can't grow in a bucket. Maybe not pumpkins or watermelons or something. That's not going to work. But you want, or corn, for example. But you want to grow tomatoes? One tomato plant will get you a dozen tomatoes or more. Cherry tomatoes will get you hundreds, but if you want something different, try growing it yourself. It's not a big deal. You may actually have some fun. NY Budget Prepper, can you add on to an Opus 1800 watt generator? Off the top of I'd have to go look it up. You can go to the Opus website and look, okay? I mean, with all the different generators we talk about, guys, trust me, I do not have them all committed to memory, okay? I've got enough issues trying to keep track of what I've got going on, let alone whether it's an FF Power or an Opus or an Anchor or what was the one we did here, the Dabson, or I don't keep them all committed to memory. So yeah, you're gonna have to go look that one up and see if I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't think it was expandable, but don't quote me on that. Terry Moorhead, does the new Biden order, I don't know what forum it is, include those flown in from Haiti and Gaza? Okay, you lost me in that one. Okay, try to rephrase it and give me the question. Appreciate that. Oh my God, why is my nose going nuts? Oh. Excuse me, guys. Okay. Prep Rebel, what do I think about mandatory conscription to the military for all illegals in order for them to enter the United States? Just curious. Now, I'm going to go a little further on that. Personally, I believe in mandatory conscription for everybody once they turn 18, male and female, 2 years, done, okay? And if you're a conscientious objector or whatever it is, then there's somewhere else that you go. Oh, man. Because people need to grow up. And I've told you many times, and all those you guys, Prep Rebel, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You walked into basic training a completely different person than you walked out. Okay? And we need a lot more of that sense of responsibility in this country. When you ask about conscription to the military for all illegals, no, I don't want them in my army. I mean, the only thing I want is put them in a catapult, shoot them back over the border. Okay. Uh, no, you know, you if you want to come to the United States, you come here legally. That is it. Okay. You wait your turn in line like everybody else. You do the 80 million paperwork forms that you need to fill out. You write all the damn checks. You wait your turn, go through all the tests and everything like that, just like you had to do, Prep Rebel, just like Mrs. P had to do to come in to the United States. You don't just come and go, "Hi, I'm here. Where's my house, my car, my phone, and my food?" Oh, well, I'll join your military. No, you know, being imagine being the guy in the military, the guy from Poughkeepsie who goes, "I'm going to join the military once I graduate high school." And Prep Rebel, you'll understand this one too. Remember how your bunkmate in basic, okay? You guys were locked at the hip. You know, that was the first thing they taught you. You count on that person for everything. Can you imagine the person that you get to count? He's like, "Well, I'm from Haiti, and in Haiti we do this." You're like, "Well, in the United States it is." "I don't care. I'm from Haiti and we do this." No, I'm not giving my life for somebody whose heart is in another country. Okay. Either you're an American or GTFO. Back to basics living and preparedness. If craving sweets, make soft butter with heavy whipping cream, add softened cream cheese, then add stevia in the raw, add peanut butter or fruit flavored cocoa to flavor it. I eat it with nuts. Okay. Actually sounds pretty good. I don't know what it is. I think it's got to be all this rain. We got probably pollen or mold outside would be my bet. That's getting to me. We don't have cottonwood here, and I'm highly allergic to cottonwood. Yeah, I can see that one. Mrs. P's issue was sweets. Okay, I mean she loved her bakery and stuff like that. So we will get her a box of the little Atkins candy bars or whatever it is, and she's been okay with that. So, but yeah, I'm gonna copy and paste that and keep that. And I don't know. Better yet, do you have a recipe you can email for that? I give it to her. Maybe she can figure out how to make something like that. Oh my God. Ultra Mega Patriot. Hey, Pinball, have you seen the video of the Brits having a Trump rally? Yes, with a big screen video of President Trump. Is it awesome? They want President Trump back in office. That's the funny thing. I read this article that I was telling you about before about, Biden saying all the leaders want him back. And where you can learn a lot more is in the comment sections rather than reading the articles. And, all of a sudden you've got all these Europeans in there going, as Europeans, we don't want Biden reelected. It's like, we all want Trump reelected. It's like, one guy said, yeah, he goes, I traveled through Europe for 6 months. He goes, everywhere I went, he goes, everybody told me Biden was a laughing stock. How can the United States ever have elected him? The guy's like, we didn't. They cheated. So, James Farmer, how do I handle excessive heat? This year, we haven't had it. I mean, it was, I think it got up in the 80s today. We've had a cool, wet spring here. Yeah. Now, we've had hot ones here. I mean, we had that time, what was it, 50 some odd days. Last year, 2 years ago, we got no rain. I mean, we were in a deep drought. Everything was brown and constant 90s. The thing about Tennessee, when it gets hot, we also get the humidity like crazy. But the best thing I can say, shade, air conditioning, and for me, jump in a lake. I mean, that's it. Staying alert. I'm a 69-year-old woman. I'll fight for my country. Thank you, ma'am. Ghostwalker Airsoft Tech. I went to school with the Shah of Iran's son. I ended up being his chess partner and friend, and had to defend him for a time or two. That's cool. There you go. That's a cool story. Miranda Babcock. We bought blueberry bushes. One has tiny blueberries on it, the size of peas. Leave these on the bush or take them off. Okay to eat. They are perfectly fine to eat. I mean, obviously, once they're ripe. Okay. Uh, and I don't have to tell you what size blueberries. Yeah, you'll know when a blueberry is ripe. Just if you bought blueberry bushes, remember this about blueberries. You have to have two different species of blueberry bush for them to fruit. If you buy all the same species, they won't fruit. That you need to cross-pollinate them. That's the biggest thing I always see people mess up. It's like, oh, I bought 6 blueberry bushes, and they bought them all at the same store, and they're all the same type of blueberries. And the first year, they're like, well, yeah, I got blueberries. Sure, because the nursery grew 6 different kinds, and they all cross-pollinated. You put them in your yard, and the next year, they can't cross-pollinate. So make sure you get 2 different kinds of blueberries. But yeah, if you've got blueberries on it right now, and they're ripe, eat them. One shot, one kill. Comments on the Verizon and AT&T outages. I saw that today, this evening. I never noticed it. I've got AT&T for my phone because it's the only phone system that works out here. And I never noticed it. I was on and off the phone probably half a dozen times easy today. I never noticed it. So when they were saying it was a nationwide outage, it was parts of the nation, because it sure wasn't here. If I wouldn't have read it on the news, I'd have never known. Prep Rebel, I'll send you my carrot growing guide if you wish. It seems to work. Okay. Hey, I'll take any help I can get on growing carrots. It's just, I mean, I understand why I can't grow it in the ground here, because this is like growing in concrete, but I've got raised beds, and I mean, what I'm growing in, I mean, my carrots are, I mean, they've all sprouted and they're coming up, but what's going on under the soil, you never know. I have no idea what that one means. I'll skip it. KP Tiger, what will cause bell pepper plants to look sunburned and not growing? Tomatoes are planted next to peppers. It could be sun scald. I mean, if they look like they're sunburned, chances are that's what they are. If you're getting a lot of heavy direct sun on them, you might need to put up shade cloth. It's not like you can go plant a tree to give it some dappled shade or whatever it is. But if it looks like it's sunburned, that's probably what it is. I mean, tomatoes planting next to peppers, that's not going to make them look sunburned. I mean, the problem is you get 2 in the nightshade family. That's going to allow the bugs that like one are going to like the other. So, I mean, there's an issue there, but that's not a big issue. You've probably got sun scald. Wow. Yeah, this is going to be an ugly live stream. Doggy's Guitars. What are my thoughts on the Democrat and Republican conventions in July this summer? Yeah, that's Chicago has already come out. The police department's already said that they can't protect conventioneers going there. You can almost bet that the Chicago convention is going to look like '68 with the riots. Milwaukee, that ought to look exactly the opposite. You're probably going to have parties in the streets, and of course you'll have some protesters there, but you'll probably have 100,000 Trump supporters around there. I wouldn't want to be a protester at a Trump rally, or certainly at the convention, because nobody's going to hear you. I don't care if you've got a bullhorn, you're going to be drowned out. Estate 85, have I grown broccoli rabe? I'm not sure. The Slim Stock, no, I've never tried it, so I don't know. Okie Ranch wife. I don't know, should I ban her? If you plant okra, you can probably grow carrots. No. Okra. Denver Scorpio, what direction should I sleep? North, south, east, west? I have no idea. I don't think it makes a freaking difference. I mean, now, if you're sleeping outside, maybe, well, let's see, the sun rises in the east, so, if I face my feet to the east, I'll get the morning sun. I don't know. It doesn't make a freaking difference. We shot to the bottom again, so I got to find where it was. Rambo 1776. How did I like living in Utah and my favorite thing about it? I liked living in Utah. Pretty country. The one thing, if you want to ask, the favorite thing I liked about it was the people. The people were friendly. I mean, and I've joked about it many times. I mean, I moved from Boston to Salt Lake City. You want to talk about going from one extreme to the other. But I always joked. I said, if you get a flat tire on the side of the road in Boston, within 15 minutes, you've got flipped off 10 times. I said, you get a flat tire on the side of the road in Salt Lake City, within 15 minutes, 10 people have stopped and said, can I help? That was the one thing I can say I liked about Salt Lake City. The people were friendly. They kept their distance, but they were friendly. That what I'd say is my favorite. I mean, beautiful country, expensive. Don't even try buying a house unless you want a 5 or 6 bedroom house. But pretty country and good people. One shot, one kill. What is that? No sugar soda sweetened with NutraSweet. NutraSweet makes your insulin spike just like sugar. I don't know. It's 0 sugar. I'm not looking into it that much. Whether it's aspartame or who knows. Pam Crabtree, lemon tea instead of colas. It's not like I'm drinking 10 of these a day, guys. Okay, it's like every once in a while, it's like, all right, I want to have something besides a bottle of water. I think I drank half a dozen bottles of water today. I wanted something with some taste. Kim Edmondson, did I see the article about 90 banks on the verge of closure? No, I haven't seen that. I've seen all sorts of restaurants closing, but I haven't seen anything on banks. God, this is driving me nuts, guys. I apologize for this. Crazy. No, I don't have COVID. Dawn Hill it's much like the Amos Miller situation where they were growing and making products and selling them to people. The feds just put 2 family farms out of business. Oh, I mean, that's going on all over the place. It's like, oh, you can't do this. Too many cow farts. Sneeze. Jeez. Come on. All right. Kim Edmondson, our farm market is charging $1 a pound for cabbage. Right. I mean, the grocery stores are 69 cents a pound, and I think that's a complete ripoff. So basically you're paying $4 or $5 a cabbage. No. Just no. I mean, it's, literally cabbage is so easy to grow. It doesn't like heat. Okay. What do you keep your house at? Get a 5-gallon bucket, put it in a window in the house where you keep the house air conditioned. It's cool. Okay. Grow them in buckets right in front of the window. you'll grow cabbage. I can see there's Sudafed in me for bedtime. Okay. Uh, Leslie Enoch, I'm growing lemon cucumbers for the first time, trying something different. There you go. When's the last time you seen a lemon cucumber in a grocery store? Never. Okay. You know, grow it yourself. It's amazing what you can grow. Boney June, I've had to use my water hose. I'm on city water to water my plants. Is it bad for my plants? Could it be why some of my plants don't produce properly? Maybe. I doubt it. And again, every year you're going to have crops that thrive and crops that fail, and it's going to change from year to year. The city water issue is because of all the chemicals that they put, the fluoride, the chlorine, everything. But you can get rid of it. I mean, if you fill up a barrel with water and let it sit for 24 hours, the chlorine will basically evaporate out of it. The fluoride, you're not going to do anything with. That's not convenient. But like I said, I mean, you're okay. And again, let's talk about city water. Where are you? I mean, city water in Flint, Michigan over the last 20 years, that might have been a problem. Okay. I can't say specifically, but I mean, who knows what the hell's falling out of the sky too? You use what you got. That's the thing. It's not like you're not going to go out and buy purified bottled water and start watering your purified soils and everything like that. I mean, think of all the other stuff that's in this. It ain't the best, but it's what you got. You got to make do with it. George's Garden. Hey, put that zero sugar soda of your choice in the freezer open. Set a timer about 20 minutes if cold, and then you get a slushy. Sometimes it feels like ice cream when you eat it with a spoon. Yeah. I remember doing that when I was a kid. Remember you take like soda or lemonade or Kool-Aid or whatever, you fill the ice tray, put the sheet of saran wrap over the top and stick toothpicks in there and make little popsicles. Remember doing that? We were doing that when we were kids too. Tony DG, I've been growing peppers in my house under a grow light. Peppers are perennials, and I've been looking for Hungarian sweet peppers. If you want seeds, let me know. I've got a bunch of them, and I don't grow them. To make my own paprika. No one has it in my area, so screw it, bought seed. Yeah, I mean, that's it. If you want to grow something specific, buy the seed for it. I mean, and again, I go right back to go to the store and tell me what a tomato tastes like, or a plum, or a peach, or whatever. There's no freaking taste. And, it's like, I just remember last year, I mean, we had a dozen peaches on our peach tree. This year we got hundreds. We didn't have a cold winter. And I bit into one of those peaches, and I was like, it was like 30 years, my mouth was like, oh yeah, that's what a peach tastes like. It was just dripping down my arm. It's like, it wasn't crunchy, it was soft. Lisa Preps, hi Pinball, congrats to you and Mrs. P on the diet, fabulous results. Have you seen any programs where the jury has spoken out? I have not. No, I have not yet. And I get a feeling a lot of them are like witness protection program. They don't talk to me, because they're all working on their book deals or whatever, because, hey, this is their chance to make a lot of money. I was a juror on the Trump trial. Here's my story. Yippee. Don't care. Prep Rebel, thank you for your honesty. Honesty's easier. I mean, the people that lie all the time, Michael Cohen, how the hell do you keep track of them? Tristan Davis, so do I. Everyone should serve. It's the best equalizer. I agree. Roger Simon, 6 years in the Army changed my life. Agreed. Prep Rebel, I did all the paperwork and everything else to be a legal and lawful U.S. resident. I know you did. I remember it was 6 months ago or whatever it is, and like all of a sudden you're like, dude, I'm official. Coffee guy, I ordered one of the wine coolers. Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up. They sent an email saying they're not shipping the batteries until sometime in July. I emailed them and I get a receipt saying I'm blocked. I don't know about that part, but a few of you sent me emails. I'm glad you brought this up because I forgot about it. God, like a hose. And I didn't know anything about this until I heard from you guys this morning. I guess there's an issue with the little battery. It's about this big. I have not heard from Elliot what's going on, but apparently they had some sort of manufacturing problem with them. And so Wellbots is not comfortable sending it to everybody with a defective battery. I don't know if they're sending you the cooler without the battery or if they're just waiting to send the whole thing. If they're waiting to send the whole thing, then just cancel the order, tell them you want your money back. Because you can use the cooler without the battery, but it kind of defeats the purpose. I have not heard anything from Elliot yet, so I do not know what the story is on it. Royal Lioness, military discipline lasts a lifetime. Yeah, it does. You're very true on that one. Marie Doyle, might be allergies. Have you tried cat's claw bark? Never heard of it. It gets rid of mine. Half an eyedropper of this oil several times a day, that to start, then only when symptoms appear again. I don't know what it is. Like I said, it's been wet here lately. Lots of rain, you guys know that. But my nose wasn't stuffed up before we started the live stream. It's just since we got started here, so I have no idea. Breed, 20 years in the Navy, best decision I ever made. Not going to disagree. Wallace Sullivan, did I see 1.2 million chickens killed at the largest free-range chicken eggs company in the country? I think it's in Illinois. Yeah, I saw this has happened, what was it, Friday, I think it was, somewhere thereabouts. And with all the talk on the Trump trial, it just kind of just got glazed over. But yeah, it's how has anybody noticed how many poultry factories have gone up in smoke under the Biden administration? I don't remember these under Trump, under Obama, under Bush. Yeah, you'd have them occasionally, but not every other week. Oh my God. Yeah, I can see you guys are going to be giving me shit for this for weeks. All right. Carl Lynn, did I get the down trees cut up? Oh, yeah, they're all cut up. The firewood's all stacked. All the brush is all bushed, all burned. The only thing that isn't done is the stump isn't burned out yet. So that's the only thing. But I was doing only so many hours in a day, so many projects to do. So, Ultra Mega Patriot, need to take something for the crud. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'll take, like I said, Sudafed or Benadryl or something like that before I go to. It'll probably be as soon as the live stream ends, my nose will dry up. Meemaw Prepper, is horse dewormer a good thing to have in your medical preps? I'm assuming we're talking ivermectin. Yeah, because I'll give you this. Go take a look at the flea and tick medicine that you give your dog. And guess what it is? It's ivermectin. Okay. Yeah, it's a good thing to have, if not for you, but you're going to use it for your animals. Original one shot would kill, take your money to get some Kleenex. Smart ass. Thanks. David send you my heart bleeds for you coming from Florida about the humidity. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Jenna Sizemore, what about inside walking for exercise? Doesn't matter where you go. I mean, it's funny, you get all these people, it's like, oh, I've got to go get on the treadmill or whatever it is. You got a set of stairs in your house, just go up and down and up and down and up and down the stairs. Do that about 20 times and see how much exercise you get. I remember being in basic, okay, and the barracks were 3 stories high. And if it was raining, if it was, you're out there at 4:30 in the morning. If it wasn't raining, we're out running up the street. If it was raining, we literally ran down the hallway, up the stairs, down the hallway on the 3rd floor, down the stairs, down the hallway, up the stairs, and you do this for a half an hour. That was it doesn't matter where you get the exercise. I don't care if you're doing 10,000 steps, for example. Do it walking from the kitchen table to the couch. If that's what it takes, you don't have to go outside and do it. Do circles around your house. Doesn't matter. Steps are steps. And on that note, it's 9 o'clock, and rather than me blow my nose one more time, we'll just call it a night. Have a good one, gang. We'll see you tomorrow. Pinball out.